Of zoals in Finland. Kiitos paljon! Van de laatste plaat Human Nature. Onze vreemde eend. Shoemaker. En het gaat niet over de schoenmaker.
You're reaching to the far on the stellar sea, cutting little stars. We are waiting to our beauty, wishes were the button. We're coming to join you. Oh, breathe like your life and to be kindling human spark in the living light. Now you've been tugged in for eternal earth, rise and wonder. To say that we wait. Starry and howling with the earth, yours is the whole starlight of heaven, of myriad endings. Here I came to be. You're reaching to the far on the stellar sea, cutting little stars.
Welcome to the Urban Survivor channel, and in this video I'm going to be showing you 15 different items that are must-haves for your hurricane kit. So whether you're just starting out building a kit or you're looking for a few ideas to make your kit better, this video will give you some new ideas. It's good to have these items ready to go in advance, because if you wait too long, you might not be able to make it to the store in time to find everything that you need. This 27-gallon HDX tote is a great place to store your hurricane preps, and you can find them at a place like Home Depot. It provides decent water resistance, keeps all the items together, and it's easy to move around and toss into the back of your vehicle if needed. Before we dive in, be sure to give this video a thumbs up, and if you're new to the channel and like disaster preparedness and gear reviews, please consider subscribing, and as we go through the video, let us know if there's any other items that are essential preps for your hurricane kit. We're going to start off with the most essential item to your survival, and definitely something you need in your hurricane kit, which is water. It's generally recommended that you need 1 gallon per person per day. Clean drinking water is one of the most essential components to life, and bottled water is also something that you are going to want to rotate about once a year as well to make sure it's fresh and safe to drink. It's also nice to have a few ways of making water that you find safe to drink in case you run out of bottled or stored water. And a filter that I really like is the GRAIL ultralight water filter, and it produces some of the cleanest and safest drinking water you can get in a portable setup. GRAIL filters are really easy to use, and they remove 99% of viruses, bacteria, and protozoa, and filter out all kinds of things like microplastics, silt, and other particulates, chemicals like chlorine and benzene, and heavy metals like lead, which also helps to make the water taste good, smell great, and most importantly safe to drink. It's important to have some food on hand during a hurricane as well. I really like Mountain House food, which is freeze-dried, and all it takes to prepare is some boiling water. These meals taste great, so you can literally just toss them in and not worry about your food situation for several decades. And most of these meals are available in single-serving packages, but you can also get some types of food in larger number 10 cans. Most Mountain House food is best prepared with some boiling water, which is one of the reasons why I really like to keep a canister of fuel and a small burner to boil water as well. This setup is really lightweight and compact, and boiling water can also make some water safe to drink, so it adds an extra layer to your water purification capabilities as well. Having the ability to start fires can really come in handy during a hurricane because it can help you stay warm, cook your food, boil water, signal for help, and more. One of my favorite fire starters is the survival torch from Preparacion, which has everything you need to start thousands of fires safely, even under extreme weather conditions like those that are likely to occur during a hurricane. The survival torch has a 6-inch ferro rod, a striker, and the two are connected with a 36-inch piece of hemp rope. To start a fire, all you have to do is prep the hemp rope and move the striker swiftly across the ferro rod to generate a spark and ignite the end of the rope. Then you can use the lit end of the hemp rope to start a larger fire. Another great feature of the survival torch, which makes it even more relevant to hurricane prepping, is that it also works when it's wet. You just need to cut off the end of the rope that was exposed to water and you're good to go. The survival torch can be picked up on the Prepared for X website. If you do lose power, it's important to have a way of lighting up the dark, and one of the best flashlights to go with for a kit like this is the Blaze from Bond. The Blaze comes in a pack of 2, and these lights are IPX4 water resistant, extremely durable, and very affordable. This flashlight has a max output of 400 lumens and an adjustable focus, which you can switch between a spot beam, which is better for long distance, and a flood beam, which is better for up close tasks. Another great feature of the Blaze is the fact that it runs on multiple battery types, including an 18-650, which is a larger and more powerful cell, and also AAAs, which are more commonly available. This gives you a lot of flexibility, and it will make it easier for you to have the batteries accessible and ready to power the light when you need it. Be sure to have some extra batteries or a way of charging your batteries so you can keep these lights running if the power goes down for extended periods of time. Hurricanes can knock out power for days and even weeks on end, and having a grid-free way of keeping your devices like your phone, flashlights, lanterns, radios, and other electronics charged is really important. This is the 15-watt portable solar panel from SunJack, which gives you the ability to charge 2 USB-powered devices simultaneously. All you need to do is lay the panel out in the sun and connect your devices to charge them. The panel itself is rugged and durable, and has a coating of ETFE, which makes it weather, shock, dust, and drop proof. It also has plenty of charging surface area and actually charges devices quite quickly compared to most other similar sized panels on the market. If you want to learn more about this panel, you can find a link to sunjack.com in the description below, and also more in-depth video I did testing the panel out as well. This portable power bank from Sunjack is another great item to keep in the kit. This power bank has a 10,000 milliamp hour capacity and can be used to charge small USB powered electronic devices and can charge some smartphones up to 5 times. This power bank also supports quick charge QC 3.0 technology and can charge compatible devices in about 1/4 the time compared to standard USB chargers. This power bank has a micro USB input which you can use to charge it, a USB-C input output combo, and a USB output which you can use to charge your devices. It's great to keep this power bank charged up in your Hurricane kit, and you should check in every 6 months or so to recharge it so it's ready to go whenever you need it. You can also charge this power bank with Sunjack's solar panel, and you can pick up the power bank by itself or together with the solar panel from Sunjack's website. Being able to find out what's happening with the weather is vital information to have, especially during a hurricane. Large storms can cause power to go out, and you may not be able to get news on your TV, computer, or smartphone, which is why it's really important to have an emergency radio as backup. This radio from Preparacion can tune into the weather band, which provides frequent updates about the weather, and you can also tune into local AM and FM radio stations as well. The great thing about this radio is you can power it in 4 different ways, so even if the power's down at your home, you'll still be able to turn it on. There's a solar panel on top, a hand crank on the back, a removable 18650 battery, and a micro USB input. In addition to the radio, it also has 2 different sources of light and also a USB output which you can use to charge up your phone and other small electronic devices. This radio is another item that can be picked up on Preparacion's website. Having the ability to defend yourself and your family is crucial no matter what kind of natural disaster or emergency you're facing, and pepper spray is an excellent non-lethal self-defense option. This is the 5-ounce Firemaster pepper spray from Police Magnum, and this is a high-velocity, high-output pepper spray unit. It's much larger than the typical half-ounce pepper sprays that you've probably seen on people's keychains, and can be effective at defending you from multiple attackers. This unit provides a very wide and highly aerosolized spray and can deliver multiple blasts up to 25 feet and provides plenty of stopping power. Pepper spray causes severe respiratory effects if inhaled and strong irritation in the eyes, and is an extremely effective method of self-defense that's trusted by law enforcement. You can pick up this pepper spray from policemagnum.com, and if you want to see how it compares to a few other sizes of pepper spray, you can watch a comparison video which is linked to in the description below. Hurricanes typically bring lots of wind, water, and rain, and it's important to have a way to help you stay dry if you have to venture outside. Prepared for X makes a few different ponchos that have excellent hands-free protection from wind and rain. These ponchos are made from NASA-engineered mylar and serve as a dual-purpose poncho and space blanket. They are tear-resistant and extremely tough, and they're 2 times thicker than the traditional emergency blankets that you might find in your survival kits. These ponchos are also larger and will fit most body types and are more comfortable than a lot of the emergency ponchos that I've seen. These ponchos are all compact and lightweight, easy to pack, and small enough to be stored in your back pocket if needed. And in addition to keeping you dry, they can also help you keep warm by reflecting up to 90% of your body heat back towards your body. Keeping at least a basic first aid kit inside of your Hurricane kit is another thing that I highly recommend. This kit is very affordable and has 100 different items to help with basic first aid, and it's a good idea to supplement any medical kit with at least a few days of any medications that you're on as a backup, and if you wear glasses or contact lenses, it might be a good place to keep an extra pair. Another item that people often overlook in their disaster kits is cash. During a hurricane, credit card machines might not be working, and having cash on hand to purchase basic essentials might really come in handy. If you have to leave your home, cash could help you rent a hotel room, buy gas, food, water, and other supplies. It's also a good idea to keep copies of important documents around during an emergency situation as well, and during a hurricane, it's particularly important to make sure that they're protected from water. This is a waterproof case from Pelican, and it's also dustproof and crushproof, and they come in many different sizes, and they're a great place to store your cash, passports, copies of your license, your birth certificate, and more. And they can also keep small electronics and cell phones safe from water too. A good pair of gloves is another important item that I like to keep in all of my emergency kits. These kinds of gloves are water resistant and available at most hardware stores, and they can help protect your hands and keep them dry if you have to go outside. If you've got any other suggestions or must-haves in your hurricane kit, let us know what they are in the description below. Thanks for watching the video, and if you enjoyed it, be sure to hit the like button and make sure you're subscribed to the channel for more videos like this one.
Hurricanes, they are some of the most powerful and destructive storms on Earth. We've all seen the images on the news. The swirling vortex on the satellite, the homes reduced to rubble, the families left picking up the pieces. It can be easy to feel powerless in the face of such fury, but knowledge is power. Knowing what to do when a hurricane threatens can mean the difference between life and death. In this video, we're going to show you how to prepare for a hurricane so you and your loved ones can stay safe when the storm hits. Your first line of defense is information. Don't just glance at the weather forecast, delve deeper. Monitor weather alerts from trusted sources like the National Weather Service and the National Hurricane Center. Your local news can provide hyper-specific updates for your area, so keep them on in the background. In today's digital age, knowledge is at your fingertips. Download apps that provide real-time updates. These can often give you a heads up before a news broadcast. Most importantly, make sure your phone is set up to receive emergency alerts. These alerts could be the difference between riding out the storm safely or being caught off guard. Imagine this. The power is out, the wind is howling outside, and you're hunkered down. In this scenario, your emergency kit becomes your lifeline. Every household should have one, and it should be well stocked. We're talking enough water and non-perishable food to last at least 3 days. Think canned goods, protein bars, dried fruit, things that won't go bad. Next, the essentials: flashlights, batteries, a first aid kit, and don't forget a manual can opener. Medications are crucial. Have at least a week's supply on hand. Finally, gather important documents like passports, insurance papers, and medical records, and store them in waterproof bags. Your future self will thank you. As the hurricane approaches, it's time to fortify your home. Think of it as preparing for a siege. Board up windows with plywood. This isn't the time for half measures. If you have storm shutters, now is the time to use them. Walk around your property and bring in anything that could become a projectile in high winds. Patio furniture, grills, even children's toys can become dangerous weapons in a hurricane. Don't forget your garage door. They can be a weak point. Reinforce it if you can, and park your car outside. It's better to lose a car than a roof. Sometimes, despite our best preparations, we have to face the reality of evacuation. If authorities advise you to evacuate, don't hesitate. Your first instinct might be to panic, but don't. You need a clear head. Having a plan is crucial, and planning means doing it now, not when the evacuation order is given. Map out your evacuation route in advance and have a destination in mind. Will you stay with family or friends? Is there a hotel outside the danger zone? Knowing where you're going and how to get there can save precious time and reduce stress. Chapter 5. Communicate your plan. Let loved ones know. In a hurricane situation, communication is key, not only for safety, but for peace of mind. Make sure everyone in your household knows the evacuation plan. Where are you meeting? Who is bringing what? These details matter. Equally important is communicating with family and friends outside of the storm zone. Let them know your plan, your route, and when you expect to arrive. If cell service goes down, have backup options like walkie-talkies or apps that work on Wi-Fi. Knowing you have a way to connect with loved ones can provide a much-needed sense of security in a stressful time. Chapter 6. Know when to shelter in place, your home, as a haven. If you're not ordered to evacuate, sheltering in place may be the safest option. But sheltering in place isn't just about staying put, it requires strategy. Stay indoors, away from windows and doors. Remember those flying objects we talked about? They are a real threat. Identify the safest room in your home. A small, windowless, interior room on the lowest floor is ideal. This could be a basement, a closet, or even a bathroom. Stock this room with your emergency kit, blankets, pillows, and anything else that will make you comfortable. Having a designated safe space can reduce anxiety and help you feel more in control. Chapter 7. After the storm, assessing the aftermath. The storm has passed, the wind is quiet. You may feel a sense of relief, but the danger isn't over yet. Don't rush outside. The aftermath of a hurricane can be just as dangerous as the storm itself. Downed power lines, flooding, debris, these are all hazards you need to be aware of. Wait for official updates on when it's safe to venture out. Your local news will be your best source of information. Once you get the all clear, check your home for damage. Be cautious. There may be structural issues you can't see. If you've evacuated, only return home once authorities say it's safe. Utro weathering the storm preparedness brings peace of mind. Hurricanes are a force of nature, but they don't have to be a force that destroys us. By following the steps we've outlined in this video, you can better prepare for a hurricane and reduce the risks for you and your family. Stay informed, stay safe, and always be ready when a storm approaches. Remember, the most important thing is you and your loved one's safety. For more tips on hurricane preparedness, be sure to check out the resources in the description below. Stay safe out there.
Forecasters say more than 15 million Americans could be in harm's way today as hurricanes, severe thunderstorms, and flooding, especially in Iowa, are causing trouble. We have Cheryl Nelson with us. She's a preparedness expert for Cummins. Happy to have you here. Thanks so much.
Angela, thank you so much for having me. I've teamed up with Cummins to make sure that you're well prepared for hurricane season this year.
Hurricane Preparedness Week starts May 5th, but the situation is already severe for many Americans. Why is it critical to plan right now for wicked weather?
So many people are so caught up in their daily lives, they're busy, they just don't think about preparing until it's too late. But think back to 2018. Remember what happened with Hurricane Michael? It devastated the Florida Panhandle, over 1 million people lost power, and Hurricane Florence caused historic flooding in the Carolinas, even in areas that were not in a flood zone. So Cummins did a survey, and they asked people who have been through hurricanes and power outages how prepared they felt. 75% said they wish they were more prepared with the basics, and 67% said they wish they had backup power.
What do you recommend people do?
Make sure you talk with your family, make sure everybody is on the same page. And you mentioned flooding, so consider flood insurance, even if you're not in a flood zone. It takes 30 days for that policy to take effect. Disaster prep kit is key. Make sure you have one both at home and in your vehicle. And this includes essentials like bottled water, at least 1 gallon per person for at least 3 days. Non-perishable foods, you want flashlights and batteries, prescription medications for at least 2 weeks. A first aid kit, a NOAA weather radio so you get those warnings. Also, a plastic bag with your important documents, have that on a flash drive as well. You want cash, single dollar bills, and how about a paper map because GPS might not always work. A blanket is good to have, also a medical ID bracelet, especially for the seniors in your life. And don't forget about the kids. Make sure you have some games or toys, stuffed animals to keep them feeling secure. And our furry friends, your pets, they want to make sure they have their food, everything that they need, and a photo of you and your pet together to prove ownership if you're separated.
We're certainly watching the hurricane situation as well as that flooding in Iowa, and flooding is a big part of hurricane season. What do you suggest?
It can occur flooding in all 50 states, the same thing with tornadoes, and then hurricanes, of course, if you're along the Atlantic or the Gulf of Mexico. But even if you're inland, don't forget those storms track inland and then they can stall out and they become major rainmakers, which cause the flooding. So you got to remember that no matter where you live, there is a risk.
What should be on people's lists as they are preparing for the hurricane season?
When you lose power for more than an hour or two, it really starts to take a toll. But when it's days, weeks, or longer, it gets really expensive because you can lose money in spoiled food, hotel stays, home damage. So I recommend having a home standby generator like the Cummins Quiet Connect. What's great about this is it gives you peace of mind. And yes, you can have one at your home. It's installed by a professional. It hooks up directly to your natural gas line or your propane tank. It turns on automatically the moment the power goes out, and it stays on for the duration of your outage. And yes, it can even power your entire home. So you're going to have air conditioning, heat, your refrigerator, and you're not going to have any life interruption.
Any last tips before you take off?
Just remember that you never know when a disaster might strike you or someone you love, so it's key to prepare right now. Don't wait until it's too late. For more information on all we discussed, make sure you visit cummins.com/hurricane prep.
Thank you, Cheryl. We appreciate having you here.
Thank you.
Check out businessfirstam.com to find out where to see our entire show. And don't forget to like, follow, and share Business First AM.